When you Google Confit definition, the first thing that comes up is the Merriam-Webster Dictionary definition. The Merriam-Webster Dictionary definition states, 1, meat such as goose, duck, or pork that has been cooked and preserved in its own fat. 2, a garnish made usually from fruit or vegetables that are cooked until tender in a seasoned liquid. But I think that Wikipedia, the second item to come up, sums it up a little bit tighter. Confit. From the French word confit, literally to preserve, is any type of food that is cooked slowly over a long period of time as a method of preservation. Okay, so now that we've all established what the world considers confit to be, part 2 of TikTok confit recipes. In the first video, we covered the 15-hour potato. Holy This is an extremely involved recipe that took quite a lot of time, so that in and of itself was its own episode. Today, I have 2 more recipes for you. So fire up your ovens to an extremely low temperature, and let's dive in. Oh yeah, and spoiler alert, we're about to use a ton of oil. This is all over TikTok, like somebody invented some kind of like extraordinary thing that nobody's ever heard of. I mean,
today I'm going to show you how to make garlic confit.
It's pretty basic. Delicious, yes, but pretty basic, pretty straightforward, wildly simple. Your biggest hurdle here is really going to be peeling the garlic. Now, in every video I watch, there's like this jar peeling method where everybody puts all their garlic cloves into a jar and shakes it up, and it's supposed to loosen the skin and make it easier to peel. So naturally, considering that I am trying TikTok recipes, I had to do this as well. But I found it pretty unhelpful, and I got very annoyed. Cut to me having a much better idea. Now, I never, and I mean never, buy peeled garlic. I don't know why I have such an aversion to it, but I tend to avoid any kind of like cheater cooking methods when I haven't seen them in restaurants before. I don't know, it's like a weird thing that I do. And I do think that it's likely to spoil more quickly. But in this case, it was perfect, and I was very much on board. Simply get your garlic into an oven-safe baking dish and completely cover it in olive oil until fully submerged. I did say we were going to use a lot of oil. Luckily, I buy my olive oil in bulk. Here you could add extra aromatics like fresh herbs, chili flake, peppercorn. I don't know, get crazy, throw some anchovy in there or lemon peel. Although at this point, with the anchovy, it sounds like I'm trying to make bani cauda, which is delicious, but not what we're doing here, although you can find my recipe for that here. Just a casual plug. Anyway, I wanted to keep things relatively neutral so I could use the garlic in a diverse amount of settings. Once you have all your oil and garlic in your dish, you're just gonna pop that in the oven, and you can cook it for 2 hours at 250. That is what all of the videos say to do. But since I was also going to simultaneously cook my next dish, I actually wound up cooking it at 170 for about 3 hours, and that was fine as well. Basically, you want the garlic to be brown, but not like burnt brown, like warm brown, and mushy, not crispy. You can store it in the fridge in its own oil. After all, confit is a preservation method, as we learned. Wasn't much to look at, so I added a little garnish. Really, the biggest blockade in this is time, right? 2-3 hours, but it's absolutely worth it. You can spread this on toast, meat, vegetables, use it in aioli, salad dressing, dips. I mean, yeah, it's delicious. It's garlic confit. Did you expect something else? Literally whatever you want. Just eat it out of the jar on a spoon. Egg yolk confit. Honestly, this is the food that started the whole idea for this video. I've certainly heard of preserving egg yolks in other ways, cured egg yolks or dehydrated egg yolks, but I've never seen egg yolk confit before. A friend sent me this video and I was like, yes, I need to try this. The concept is pretty similar to the garlic. Grab a baking dish, but this baking dish needs to be able to fit inside of another baking dish. I suggest using something small so as to conserve oil, but also not so small that the egg yolks are touching. So it'll really depend on how many you want to make. I probably could have fit more into my dish, but 6 was enough. Separate your yolks from your whites. Save the whites for a whiskey sour, or 6. Or maybe make a face mask. I had scrambled egg whites today and they were terrible, so I don't suggest that. Realize that all of the videos you watched said to put olive oil in the dish before you put the yolks in. So carefully transfer the yolks into another dish and fill the first dish with the olive oil. Or just don't make this mistake in the first place. Slide the egg yolks back into the oil very carefully and fill with more oil until they are fully submerged. Cover the dish with aluminum foil and gently place it into the larger baking dish. Fill the larger baking dish with water about halfway up. Pop it in the oven at 170 degrees for 45 minutes, after which you will want to turn the oven off and then let it sit for half an hour. You could enjoy these in a number of ways, but I made myself a little salad, rubbed some garlic on my toast because in real time, my garlic confit was not ready yet. Buttered the bread, and let's see how this turned out. Storing the yolks in their cooking oil in the fridge, and I plan to try a variety of things with them. I mean, what's not to love? It's the best part of a fried egg. Also, just a quick reminder to be wildly careful when lifting the yolks out of the oil. I accidentally broke 2 this way, which would have been a tragedy, except I was able to turn them into aioli. I actually wound up making kind of a cheater carbonara with them last night that turned out pretty good. And with that, I will see you in the next one. Bye! I think there's somebody around here who might have a video where she makes a whiskey sour with egg white. Yeah, I think it's probably like somewhere around here.